Welcome to News 9 Live, and you are watching On Point with me, and in this edition we will discuss the Nabanna Abhijan protest that took place in Kolkata, which led to clashes between the protesters and police. Chaotic scenes were witnessed on the streets of Kolkata as police intercepted a protest march to the state secretariat over the rape and murder of a young doctor in the RGK Medical College and Hospital. Water cannons, tear gas and lathi-charged people to disperse the crowd as they marched towards the secretariat. Thousands of protesters had gathered at Howrah Bridge, clashed with police and climbed atop barricades. BJP accused Mamata Banerjee of disrupting a peaceful protest. Nabanna Abhijan rally organized by the new student outfit Paschim Banga Chhatra Samaj came under counter-accusation. TMC alleged that it was a conspiracy and the student outfit was backed by BJP and RSS to incite violence in the state. CPM and Congress stayed away from the rally. However, BJP dismissed the charge and said that they are not behind this rally. So there are two pivotal questions here. One, why stop a peaceful march like that? Look at these visuals. These are students protesting peacefully. And second thing, why is Mamata Banerjee saying that RSS and BJP are sponsoring a rally, disguising it as a civil protest? I am joined by Jayanto Bhattacharya, senior journalist, and K.R. Ghosh, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party. But straight away I will go to Jayanto Bhattacharya. Two questions. I welcome both of you here. One, why such a hard response to a peaceful rally in Kolkata?
Yes, indeed. Whether it's peaceful or not, that comes later. But the first thing is that citizens or any person in this country has a right to protest, and which we have seen since the time that this heinous crime has come to the fore. There have been protests, which was even non-political participation also we have noticed. Now, what we find over here is that obviously Nabanna being the secretariat right now, it is across the Hooghly River on the Howrah side, because the writers building, as you know, the original secretariat which houses the chief minister's office and other ministers, is now being given a facelift, but that has been going on for a long time. And that is why you will find that there was this bottlenecks in the bridges that was leading to the other side of the river. And this we saw in 2021 when the left Youth Federation and the Students Federation, they had organized a march to Nabanna, that new secretariat building I was talking about on the other side of the river. In 22 it was the BJP, but this time what we find that it is a little known students organization which had organized this march, and if they had indeed organized it themselves, it kind of portrays the emotion, the anger that is within the common people who came out. And I wouldn't say they were all students. There were senior people. We saw a very elderly man in red protesting on the road who was being sprayed with the water cannon. So there were different people who were there. Now let us see what the Trinamool has claimed. They have claimed, as you rightly pointed out, that it has been sponsored by the BJP forces, because the left and the Congress, they refrain from participating. If the BJP has indeed organized it, then if that is what the Trinamool wants us to believe, then we may want the Trinamool to believe that 2026 assembly
No,
election
can I stop you for a minute?
may
You know,
not.
Jayanto, point taken. I'll stop you for a minute and I'll play out the bite. Let me play out a bite. Let me play out a reaction. Let's listen it from the horse's mouth.
हम लोग शांतिपूर्ण मिছিল कर रहे हैं, इसमें पुलिस हम लोगों को लाठी चला रहा है, कादानी गैस में मिर्चा का पाउडर मिला के हम लोगों को दे रहा है। आप लोग समझिए कि 40 मीटर का अंदर उस दिन जब बॉडी पड़ा हुआ था, उस दिन पुलिस कहाँ था? कब तब इतना आदमी क्या कर रहा था भीतर में? उस दिन 163 मेरा देश का आइन लागू नहीं था। आज हम लोग रास्ता में उतरे तो 163 हो गया। ये कैसे? हम लोग तो शांतिपूर्ण मिছিল कर रहा है, उसमें पुलिस हम लोग को क्यों ऐसा कर रहा है?
पुलिस हम लोग के ऊपर मार रहा है, लाठीचार्ज कर रहा है। हम लोग कुछ नहीं चाहते, हम लोग हर पे स्टूडेंट है। स्टूडेंट कभी भी हथियार नहीं होता था, स्टूडेंट सिर्फ प्रोटेस्ट कर सकता है, जो हम लोग कर रहे हैं। और पुलिस हम लोग को मार रहा है, टीयर गैस छोड़ रहा है। ये कहाँ का विचार है?
I'm also joined by Kiya Ghosh, spokesperson Bharatiya Janata Party from West Bengal. Thank you so much, Kiya, for joining me on this show. My question to you is, how would you like to respond to the charge by the TMC and other parties that RSS is behind these protests? And one, how do you evaluate the response of the state forces on the people who had come out on the street? That's two, madam.
Firstly, I don't know why is Trinamool Congress is so hard up to prove that this protest, which was organized by the Chhatra Samaj, like you mentioned it earlier, is organized by Bharatiya Janata Party or RSS. Why? I think it's very difficult for them to digest, for the fact that there has been a social awakening, which we witnessed on 14th of August, when the women of West Bengal, believe you and me, we have seen women from remote villages like Purulia. We've seen women from Jhargram, from the mountains. They have voluntarily they came out in the night to reclaim the night. So this is something, it's very hard to digest for the Trinamool or for the government, which is the reason they want to tag this as a political rally. Yes, Bharatiya Janata Party, we have given our support, moral support, and of course we have promised to provide with the legal support and any medical aid required, because we have witnessed so many students, so many protesters, they were injured. What should have been an ideally bloodless protest was massively, it was bloodied, and what we have seen never before, that police got in containers from via bulldozers to block the road. I mean, is this kind of a protest Mamata Banerjee is afraid of? Is she afraid of the social awakening that people, she thought she would, pacify them with this Lokhir Bhandar, 500, 1,000 rupees, and the women, they would keep mum, rape after rape, incidents after incidents, and Shahjana Ghatona, or concocted stories, as she likes to put them. Now, women of Bengal and students and the youth and the protesters, anybody, it could be anybody. I have seen, I'd really like to take 10 seconds of your time. I have seen several memes. There was a saffron-clad sadhu. There were senior members of the society who participated in today's protest. And they, TMC trolls, they were trying to single out them and show that, is this a student? No, they are not students, but they are the people who, after the Chhatra Samaj, they invited them to join their protest together under a political banner. There was no politics behind it.
Fair enough, Kiya.
So
But
this
this
is
brings me.
something Mamata Banerjee is afraid of.
This brings me to the third part of this story. The third part of the story is, Jayanto, why is there so much of public anger related to RG Car? See, the arrests have taken place, CBI is in the thick of things, local administration has been given a dressing down by Supreme Court, even the Chief Minister is now silent. Despite that, there is anger on the street. Is it symptomatic of something else?
Something else, in the sense that, see, the reason, as I was saying earlier, that the other opposition parties like the left and the Congress did not participate because they are saying that the investigation is being carried out, or speaking to some leaders of these other opposition parties, that this investigation is now being led by the premier investigation agency, that is the CBI. So if it is regarding the investigation, the ire should be against the CBI. But here we have to keep one thing in mind, Kartikeya. That is this entire, the anger, the emotions is not only about the investigation, but it's about the way the administration has handled the entire affair. If you see after the death, there was a long time that this area, there was this so-called viral video that was going around where people are just trampling around in the room where supposedly the incident had taken place. Even it was not called a unnatural death till the postmortem was conducted. You see the way the principal, who is the first person who should be responsible for the incident that happened in Arjikar, he was not at all questioned. In fact, when he was removed from Arjikar, he was immediately awarded with another posting in another hospital. So on now there is a can of worms that is opening up. The CBI, I believe, is getting into that also, that all these financial and other problems that had happened in Arjikar during his tenure. So all these things, that is where the ire is coming out, Kartika. It's not only about the investigation, but how the administration, the state government has handled this entire operation. And before I end, I want to point out one more thing, that senior leaders in the Trinamool Congress has also pointed out about the lapses in the administration that happened since the time the body was found until the CBI took up the case.
Okay, Kia. So very well put, Jayanto. Very well put. Tomorrow there's going to be a huge West Bengal bandh. So what are the plans of Bharatiya Janata Party tomorrow, madam?
See, Kartikeya, following the brutal atrocity against the protesting students, what we have witnessed, Bharatiya Janata Party has called for a 12-hour Bengal bandh, and we invite all the oppositions and all people of Bengal with the same mind who wish justice, who wish for justice for the raped and murdered doctor of RG Kaur. I invite them to join us and make this a huge success, which is going to give a message to Mamata Banerjee. Madam, your time is up. The reason being, you have failed as the administrator, you have failed as the health minister, you have failed as the police minister, like Jayanto rightly pointed out. RG Kaur has been a racket. It has been a den of racket of many sorts. Take, for example, the incidents of Akhtar Ali, who used to be the administrator of RG Kaur Hospital, assistant super of RG Kaur Hospital. He wrote a letter last year, June, to the state vigilance, to the state secretariat Nabanna, to the police top cops, that RG Kaur and Shondeep Ghosh, they are immersed in corruption. Nothing happened. Akhtar Ali was shunted out of the hospital. And Shondeep Ghosh, time and again, he bounced back. So, we want Mamata Banerjee to resign because she has failed the people of Bengal. She has failed the women of Bengal. And it is her time to bid goodbye.
Okay.
And we want fair and free government where people wouldn't be throttled.
Okay.
People would have the right, exercise their democratic rights freely.
Okay. Jayanto, where has Mamata failed at a personal level? She is, I would say, a success story of Indian politics. She built her own party. She dislodged left front government. She is a success story. But after so many years in power, taking on the might of the Modi wave, where has she erred here?
See, I personally feel that she is a very good opposition leader, if I can put it that way. She is an activist. That's the way she has come up. When she was in her height of activism, when she was with the Congress, at that point of time, the Congress was not very active, if I can say that, in West Bengal. And that was also something that she was very annoyed with, and she formed the Trinamool party after coming out of the Congress. And after a very long period, she was actually able to dislodge what's found to be undislodgeable in West Bengal. She broke into the Red Fortress after 32 years or so of left rule. Now, running the administration is something different. As I would say, in the early part of a chief ministership, there was another rape incident which is known as the Park Street rape, where she made a statement which at that point of time, a very senior journalist had said, had called it that now she is a trainee chief minister. Now, you cannot be a trainee chief minister. And if you are trying to learn, you should learn from the problems or the faults that you have made. It was the same Mamata
Basically, Jayanto, you are saying that sometimes even the best of politicians make mistake. Indira Gandhi completely failed to contain the Navnirman movement. You know, she was the height of her power, more than 300 seats, and she could not understand that this electoral majority does not mean social stability. Even if you look at the tenure of Rajiv Gandhi, electoral majority does not mean social security or even political security. VP Singh came out with a different proposition. Even Narendra Modi's election campaign of 2024, when they were saying is bar 400 par, it got a reduced majority, 240. They didn't even get majority. So electoral majorities does not mean that you are able to control or you can control each and every part of the society. Because if there is a disruption, if there is a personal issue, people in India will come out. And streets of India have a great power to create alternative power structures to the majorities, electoral majorities, which in India can be cobbled up in multiple ways, because those electoral majorities also represent electoral problems which we are plagued with. Isn't that, Jayanto?
Basically, as the saying goes, you should never underestimate the power of the voters.
People. Yes, people. Absolutely, I completely agree with you. I completely agree with both of you. Thank you, both of you, for making time. These are the visuals which came from Kolkata. Unbelievable, peaceful protesters. They had to bear the brunt of the might of the entire police and the local administration. Reminded people of the days when there were protests against the left front government.